You're listening to Ear Snacks. Ear Snacks. Yeah. With Andrew and Polly.
We do not know the result of the experiment before we have begun it because it is not after we did it yet.
It's a real experiment.
It is still right now. It's now.
It's
Now.
I'm gonna slow you down, Polly. Your words sound really funny when you slow them down that far, Polly.
Ear Snacks. With Andrew and Polly.
It's now.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Polly.
And you are listening to a Clocks episode of Ear Snacks.
But are you listening now?
Wait, of course they're listening now, Polly. They can't not be listening now.
I see.
Now is when everything happens.
Andrew, time out on clocks.
Okay.
I have to ask our friends a question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Hey, it's Polly. So who played this episode for you?
It was me.
No, not you, Andrew. I mean our friends who are listening.
Yeah.
Remember, we time out on our episode.
Oh, sorry.
Who played this episode for you? Okay, we got to talk to them too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, are they also listening?
Okay.
Hey, grown up.
Hey.
Are you using a podcast player?
Ooh.
Take a look. You, grown up. Andrew, are you also doing it?
I'm getting it for you here, Polly. Yeah, here you go.
All right, so I'm looking at an episode of Ear Snacks.
You're listening.
Yeah.
And I see on the bottom left corner of my screen, I see a number and then a letter.
Oh, mine says 1X, Polly.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Mine says 1X too. What about you and grown up? You guys listening at home or in the car? You know, whatever. Listen, if you're driving, you're going to need to pull your car over right now for this experiment.
It'd be hard to do.
No, I'm just kidding. You can do it later. You can totally do it later.
They could do anything, Polly. They are parents of children. They are super capable.
Okay. I'm just saying, don't do this while you're driving. But I do see a 1X. And then if I touch it, it changed. Now it says a different number.
1, and then there's a 1/2.
Yeah,
X.
that's called a half. You might not know that.
1.5X?
1.5X. If I touch it again, then I see 2X.
Ooh.
And then it went to 1/2X. And then it went back to 1X.
Back to 1X again.
So I'm just saying, you control the speed of the thing that you are listening to.
You control
The speed.
the thing that you are listening to.
If your podcast player says it's playing at 1X, that means it's playing at the speed that we talked it.
So like the normal talking speed.
Yeah, like me talking right now, and now I'm going a little bit faster, but it's still,
That's
you're still listening to what I recorded my voice.
This is what you recorded. You recorded your voice kind of a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and like my friend Mindy Thomas says, it's a big but. If you go to 2X, if you touch it twice and it takes you to 2X, you will be listening to everything I say twice as fast as I said it. So if I'm talking really, really fast right now, then when you hit 2X, I will be talking super duper fast.
Oh my gosh. Are we going really, really fast right now? Are we going so fast? It's
now. My new favorite thing to say. But, and it's a big but. If you touch over the number one more time and it switches to 1/2X, it's like you had a cookie and you broke it in half and you gave half to Andrew because you were me.
Thank you.
Right. And then you took your cookie and you like kind of smushed it all out so it was the shape of the other half. I just mean it would take twice as long to hear what I was saying.
So you were talking slowly, Polly, but if they were listening to it at 1/2 speed, they would hear it even more slowly than you were talking in this room.
Yeah, even more super duper slow. So if you want, we could time back into the podcast and we could do some tricks. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, time in.
You are listening to Ear Snacks.
Hey, Polly.
Hey, Andrew.
Should we sing one of our songs that people might know so they could try to change the time around?
Yes, we should definitely do that. What's a song people like?
A song of ours that people
There's
know.
so many songs and so many songs and people seem to really like them. And I don't know, there's not one that everybody loves.
Polly.
What?
There's obviously one that people love.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's one that people kind of like more than everything else. That's okay. You want to do that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. So make sure your podcast player is set to 1x and see if you know this song. So I was at this party the other night and I met this really funny guy. He was tall and silly and he had on green pants. But he was telling me this story and it was blah, blah, blah. And I was I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat some grapes. La, 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 grapes. La, 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 grapes. La, 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 grapes.
Now try setting your podcast player at 2x. I'll wait a second while you do it. Okay, you got it? Am I talking faster now? Okay, here's the song at 2 times the speed.
So I told him, I said, I bet you're really nice. I bet your story's really interesting. But I don't want to hear it twice. 'Cause I'm starving. Now I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat some grapes. La 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 grapes. La 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 grapes. La 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 grapes. I wanna go home, go home. I wanna go home, go home. I wanna go home, go home. Na 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 na. So I was. That's awesome.
That is really cool.
That makes me want to clean my room.
Makes me want to jump on your room.
Swimming and underwater. That makes me want to jump on a room made of rooms made of rooms. So I was forget this. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat those grapes. Okay, I love that song. I don't know about you. I don't know about you listening at home.
It's really fun.
I love that song.
What a good tune.
And hearing it super fast like that is all the feelings of the song that I love, but squished together. So I love it even more.
It feels different going at a different speed.
Ooh, yes it does. All right, should we try it at half?
Yeah, let's try it at 1/2x.
Okay.
Okay.
Now set your podcast player to 1/2x.
If you haven't already, slow us down by tapping the 2x in the bottom left corner of your podcast player. Okay, did you do it? Are we slowed down now? Okay, let's see how the song sounds at 1/2 speed.
So I was at this party the other night, and I met this really funny guy. He was tall and silly, and he had on green pants. But he was telling me this story, and it was blah, blah, blah. And I was I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna eat some grapes. La 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 grapes. La 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 grapes. La 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 grapes.
Ah, this is too slow.
So I told
Speed us
him,
up,
I said,
please.
I bet you're really nice.
Back to 1x.
I bet your story's really interesting.
Polly.
I mean, I was Polly, get to the point.
That sounded so weird. I felt like we were singing in molasses or muck or something.
Yeah, I felt like we were swimming in a swimming pool full of molasses, and I was Polly, what are you talking about? What is going to happen with the story? Get to the point already.
Sidebar, molasses is usually not something we talk about. And for some reason, when I think of being stuck in something slow, I think about molasses.
I know why.
Why?
Well, if you put your hand in water if you're at home, you should definitely pause this recording and go get a bowl of water. And then put your hand in the water and then pull your hand out of the water. Andrew, I'm looking at you. Are you doing it?
Dip. Ooh, okay, yeah.
Now, pull your hand out and watch your hand come out.
Okay.
What did you see?
My hand was wet, and then it wasn't.
Okay, and where did the water go?
Oh, it just kind of dripped right off. Some of it was a little bit on my hand, but then, it dried off pretty quick.
Mostly stayed in the bowl?
Yeah, mostly stayed in the bowl. Yeah.
Okay. Now put your hand in the bowl of molasses that I have right here for you.
Oh, you brought a bowl of molasses?
Here you go.
Oh, what a coinkydink.
If you don't have one at home, because you might not just have molasses at home, you could just imaginary molasses with us. But if you're with your grown-up and you want to get a little bowl of honey, you could do that.
Is honey like molasses?
It's similar. It's not quite as thick and gooey. So anyway, Andrew, here's your bowl of molasses.
Okay, here I go.
Okay. Is your hand in there?
Yes.
What's feeling like in there?
Gooey?
Yeah, okay, now. Pull your hand out of the bowl of molasses and watch the molasses.
Okay, I'll pull my hand out.
Did all the molasses fall off your hand and go back in the bowl?
Polly, that molasses came up with my hand as I pulled it out of the molasses bowl, and there was a big gooey strain of molasses still stuck between my hand and the bowl.
You could even see the molasses going from your hand to the bowl for a minute.
Yes, like trying to stretch silly putty.
Yeah, like trying to stretch something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think when we were listening to Grapes super slow,
At 1/2 speed.
you could hear all the parts. Sort of like you can see all the molasses when you pull your hand.
But Polly, I
out
noticed
of molasses.
that even though you could hear all the parts of the Grape song, it didn't feel the same as the normal speed of the Grape song.
No, I mean, to me, it felt sort of funny at first, but then after a short moment, the funny wore off and I sort of lost interest because the song wasn't happening fast enough. There was too much time between the notes and too much time between the beats and too much time between the ideas for my brain to remember that I wanted to keep listening. In other words, I got bored.
Oh, I wonder if any of our friends have ever been bored.
Have you ever been bored? Do you know what bored is?
Bored is when you have nothing to do. When there's no toys and you can't think of anything. It's when you don't know of what to do.
You know what's really interesting about all that, Andrew?
Do tell, Polly.
Well, on the podcast app that you're listening on, that our friends at home might be listening on, you can choose 4 options for your speed. You can choose normal speed, 1x. You can choose twice as fast. You can choose half time, and you can choose 1.5 times as fast. But did you know that in music, when we made the song Grapes, we weren't trying to decide, do we want to make it twice as fast or
Half
super
as fast.
slow?
Yeah.
Right? We were trying to decide, do we want to make it the speed that it is or just a little bit faster or a little bit slower? And sometimes it takes us a really long time to decide what musical speed we want a song to be. And the word for musical speed is tempo.
Tempo?
Tempo. Tempo. Tempo is the Italian word for time.
It comes from the Latin tempus.
And in music, it basically means the speed of the beats. From very slow to slow
Adagio.
to walking
Andante.
to moderate
Moderato.
to fast
Allegro.
to very fast.
Presto!
Tempo.
Yeah.
Tempo, 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 tempo. It's now, it's now, it's now, it's now, it's now, it's now, it's now.
You're listening to E-Snacks.
Do clocks have a tempo?
Clocks do have a tempo. Actually, tempo is related to clock time, the speed of clock.
Clocks ticking at different speeds, where you have little pendulums that tick tock very quickly, and 1 second pendulums that tick slower than your heartbeat. So 60 beats a minute.
You listening at home? What's a song you really like to listen to?
What kind of feeling does it give you when you hear it?
Can you tap along with the song?
Use your hands on your knees or your feet on the ground to try to feel the rhythm.
Does it feel fast? What kind of feeling does that give you?
Or does it feel slow? And what kind of feeling does that make?
Now, can you think of another song that feels different than the first one you picked? You got it? Okay.
And tap along on your knees. Is that one fast or slow?
Faster or slower tempo.
Andrew, can you volunteer a song that you were thinking about?
The one I am thinking of right now, Polly, which is one of the favorite songs in our house.
Yeah.
And it's also about one of the favorite foods in our house.
Uh-huh.
Is Pancake Robot.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that song?
I'm gonna tap along. Will you play a snippet and I'll
sure.
tap along?
Yeah. Are you ready, Polly?
Yeah.
Here's Pancake Robot by Parry Gripp.
Pancake Robot, come and get 'em while they're hot. The Pancake Robot is coming to town.
Oh, you're tapping your knees.
He's mixing up the batter and he's laying it down.
I'm gonna clap.
Buttermilk, blueberry, chocolate chip. 50 million pancakes he's gonna flip. All you can eat, yum yum, all you can eat.
This is a very bouncy tempo, Polly.
Pancake Robot is coming to town.
Yeah, it makes us bounce and jump.
It's a pancake explosion, come and party down. Pancake Robot, come and get 'em while they're hot.
That's a really exciting speed.
I wonder what tempo it was.
136 beats per minute.
But it's not like so fast that it like stresses me out. It's not like if I was walking a dog and then the dog started running really fast down the street and
No.
I was walking at different speed and
Yeah.
it was really hard for me to catch up.
It was like fast, but like fun fast, not like freaking out fast.
It's more like if the dog and I were like, ready? Let's go. And then we sort of like jogged nice
Yeah.
and slow, but like the right speed to still wave at people as we were going by with big smiles on our face.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was some good tapping, Polly.
Well, thank you. I'm an expert tapper.
Have you been practicing?
I have a master's in tapping.
Did you tap along at home?
And what songs were you thinking of? Did you speed up or slow down any other parts of this episode that came out fun or funny? Like a slow part that you played really fast? Or a fast part that you played even faster?
Do let us know.
Please.
Earsnacks.org.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Polly, and that's our show.
That was our show.
That am our show.
Toodaloo. Goodbye, Tempo.
Tempo Tempest.
Tempo Fugit.
Tempo Fugit.
Fugit. Is it a hard G?
Is it a GIF or a GIF?
Look, this is Ear Snacks,
Excuse
Polly.
me?
It's not
Can I get a
dictionary
millennial?
snacks.
Excuse me? Can I get a real millennial? Not a pretend millennial?
Yeah, we're pretennials.
I'm a pretennial. Excuse me? Can I get a, what do we call the people who listen? What generation are our friends who listen to us?
I don't know.
We're going to call you Generation Friends.
Aw, Federation.
The Freneration.
Ear snack.